What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Amber Michelle. If you're new here, make sure you go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you be notified whenever your girl posts a video. And to all the returning girls, hey y'all, what's good? What's tea? So we're about to get into some tea. As you can see by the title, we're doing a recap on Love Island season 7. Because I just up and decided, let's recap after Casa, okay? So if you were here last night, if you're up to date, if you're up to speed, last night, Love Island season 7 episode 22 dropped. And just to give you a brief overview of where we're at right now, I'm not gonna go too far back into the past drama because now we're here. But episode 21, basically they're in Casa. They're doing something new this year where you recouple. You have to recouple. Once you get to Casa, once you're separated from the partner that you were originally with, you're single and you're about to recouple with a new person. So they got Casa girls, Casa boys, whatever. And all the original cast members have to recouple with them. Pretty much everyone on the girl side who went to Casa got coupled up except our favorite girl, Alandria. She didn't really get picked, but then she was coupled up with Zach, the Asian guy. But then Zach didn't really understand the whole slow burner thing. She's like a slow burner type of girl, and he wanted a kiss. That didn't work out for him. He never got a kiss outside of a challenge with Alandria, but he found interest in Amaya. Now, if you know Amaya, you know Amaya. She was coupled up with Austin. I feel like that was just a makeshift couple so that we can get to where we are now. Okay, so Zach and Amaya, basically in the recoupling on the previous episode, Zach stood up for Amaya, basically saying he has an interest in her over Alandria, whatever, which left Alandria single and vulnerable, as they love to say. So boom, after that, the whole internet is in a frenzy. We're in distraught. We don't know what to do with ourselves because Alandria's going home. What are you talking about? And then at the end of the episode, pretty much she met up with Nick, and that's a whole nother thing. Nobody picked Nick. Back at the main villa, Nick was the islander who was single and vulnerable, and that stemmed from basically TJ was picked by Vanna, but Vanna was with Ace, so then Ace was single, and then Coco picked Ace, and then that left Taylor single, and then Clark picked Taylor, and then that left Nick single, pretty much. So Nick is also vulnerable, and he's so-called dumped from Island as well. Then at the end of the episode, they come back together, and then the episode ends, leaving us on a cliffhanger because we don't really know what's about to happen. And we see that Nick and Alandria, they're having a conversation. Apparently they went on a little date outside the villa, and they got a text about if they want to stay in the villa, they can recouple together, or if not, then they can just both leave. They decided to recouple to stay in the villa, which I completely understand. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I picked Nick and Alandria as my favorite guy and girl when we voted, but not in a way where they were together. I like them both separately. Alandria was just my favorite girl, Nick was just my favorite guy. Then putting them in a freaking couple together, I'm like, okay. And then the whole internet shipping them, I'm like, okay, are we being for real, or this is just are y'all serious? Because I don't know, I just didn't really see it. I think they had good chemistry in challenges, maybe a few sparks there when they kissed and whatnot, but as far as a full-blown relationship coupling up Alandria and Nick Landria, that's what they call it in hashtag Nick Landria, I didn't ship it like everybody else. I'm sorry, love them both individually though. So yeah, boom, they decide they're gonna couple up and they go back to the villa. Pretty much when they get back to the villa, I guess they wait till everybody goes to sleep and then they go in, put their stuff down, go into bed. They wake up the next morning, there's we're back type of thing. This is really where my problem lies. When they get back to the villa the next morning, mind you, when Nick was getting dumped, the boys are in shambles. The boys are in tears. I've never seen these guys cry so much this whole season. But when it's time for Nick to go home, they're in tears, especially Taylor. Taylor is boo-hoo crying. Boo-hoo crying. And in my head, I'm like, dang, he don't even know that his girl gone too. So I'm thinking maybe when Nick and Alandria pop back up in the villa, we're gonna have some type of recollection oh shoot, Alandria was dumped and now she's back type of thing. No. That morning when they all wake up, This man Taylor gonna run right past Alandria and jump on Nick. Like, oh, I missed you, bro. Da 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 da. And then afterwards, get up and hug Alandria. That would have been my third strike. No, because I know this man didn't just act like I'm not sitting right here. I know he didn't. I know he didn't. Like, let's run that clip real quick. Let's run that clip back real quick, because that man definitely ran right past my girl and jumped on Nick like that was his mama. What? So yeah, I don't know. Taylor's giving me a bit of red flags when it comes to Alandria. Like, I think he don't know how to tell her how he been feeling, type of thing. Cause like, running right past me, and I've been here with you. It's been 20 something days and you've been coupled up with me, and you just ran right past me like you didn't even know me. Okay. Later in the day, I guess Alandria and Clark, they have a little talk, basically discussing the Taylor thing. Like, hey, I'm coupled up with Taylor currently. I know that you were coupled up with him. Alandria's basically just saying, like, she don't really care what they got going on. She's just going to continue to nurture her relationship with Taylor because that's all she knows. And she feels that this is just a test, pretty much. Like, how do we feel about Clark? Because I think I like Taylor with Clark, but I love Alandria. Like, I just love Alandria, period. Like, love her down. She's that girl. The most poised, effortless, never cared about, was never tripping off nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that type of person. And she just exudes that so well, so gracefully. Especially when she was getting dumped from the island. Like, everybody's doing the most, and she's like, I'm good. I'm gonna be good. Okay? Like, y'all don't worry, type of thing. And I love that for her. But I feel like her and Taylor, like, I don't know if the chemistry was fully there. I guess we'll see. Going forward. But like, I do think Clark is a good addition when it comes to Taylor. Like, she does bring out a different side of Taylor. As much as I'm not really feeling Taylor right now, Clark definitely brings out a different side of him that I like. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe because they're closer in age. I think Clark is really like a homegirl vibe. Like, some people's calling her a mean girl because I guess she was mocking Alandria in the morning when she said good morning, Islanders. I don't really, that petty shit, I don't really care too much about that. But just her alone, like, separate from, like, not comparing her to Alandria or anything, I do feel like she does bring out another side of Taylor that we haven't seen at all. Like, this whole affectionate thing, it's cute. And as much as I'm Team Olan, I do like Clark and Taylor together. Do I want them to win? No. But they have a cute little vibe, and granted, it is the beginning. It's only been 3 days, Taylor. You don't even know. You all cuddled up with this girl. She might be crazy. But for right now, I like them. And we'll see what happens. I don't really know, because I feel like even just with Alandria now being in the villa with them, the tension of it all, it's very awkward. It's very, I commend Alandria because, baby, they just brought you back. First of all, they dumped you from the island. Then they brought you back, coupled you up with your friend's man, and then sent you back to the villa where you could see your man with another female. Like, no, that would do it for me. That would have took the cake, because, and mind you, her and Nick ended up having a conversation. They definitely kissed each other like the previous night, in the previous episode as well. But the next morning, they're like, yeah, we're not really, like, it was cute, it was fun, but it's not giving my man. Like, it's not giving couple up. So they just kind of ended like a friendship couple. Yeah, but I do feel like you got to be a strong woman to be sitting up in there and watch your man be with another woman and you can't do nothing about it. So let's just get straight into the recoupling. So basically, in this episode, it's all about the people in Casa coming back to the main villa. Everybody's about to make a decision, decide who they want to couple up with, who they're wanting to continue this journey with. Let me just lay it out on a table for you. So Ariana comes in, the iconic Ariana comes in, and basically she gives a breakdown of how it's about to go. So everybody's about to reunite. Let's get into the couples that are coming back to the villa, okay? So like I already mentioned, who the new girls are and who they're coupled up with. As far as our homegirls, our literal homegirls, first we have Amaya. She's coupled up with Zach. Huda, she's coupled up with JD. Shelly, she's coupled up with Chris. Iris is coupled up with Zach C. Sierra is coupled up with Elan. And Adriana is coupled up with Brian. Okay, so boom. Now we have Austin with Jaden. We have TJ with Vanna. Pepe with Grayson. Ace is with Coco. And Taylor is with Clark. So everybody's like standing on these like hearts, I guess. Were those hearts? I think they were hearts. They're like standing on some hearts, and pretty much Ariana tells them to write down the name of the person that they want to couple up with on the whiteboard. So everybody has a whiteboard. They write down the name of the person they want to be with. And then she starts calling them up. They bring in the couples like one by one. And then the islanders start to realize who was actually dumped from the island from the other villa. So that's when Sierra, our girl Cece, realizes that Nick was dumped, and she's basically in tears again. Like, she's just like crying, bawling her eyes out pretty much, because she didn't even realize that, she didn't even expect Nick to not even be standing there type of thing. But boom, 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 let's move past that, because then Ariana lets her know that, oh, we still have another couple coming in. The couple that walks in is Nick and Alandria, and Sierra instantly runs over to Nick, and you know, they reunite pretty much, which I feel like I really like them together. I think they have really good chemistry. You know, I think Nick is just overall a very charismatic guy. He has that riz. Like, I like Nick pretty much, and I like Sierra for Nick, and I like Nick for Sierra. So I really hope they make it to the end. So they reunite, and basically, like, mind you, I told you she was coming up with a new guy, Elan. Elan is like, oh yeah, there's definitely no chance for me at this point, because her man is back. Like, he's literally back, and she ran into his arms, literally. But he took it to the chin, you know, he took it like a G. It's whatever. So boom, after they, you know, go through that, the girls also reunite with Alandria, because they really thought that their girl was gone. Like, they thought she was off the show, off the island, like done type of thing. Had no idea that she was still there. So they reunite, which was really cute to see. I love the girls that get it. You know what I'm saying? I love that for them. And you can tell they really have some deep love for Alandria. Like, Alandria give me like the big sis mother of the villa type of vibe. Like, so I could see how they felt like, dang, we really lost the good one in here, but they got it right. Everybody is finished with their reuniting and making up and hugging and all of that. It's time to recouple, okay? Ariana's like, let's get back to what we came here for, okay? So boom, first up, Austin went first. Jada had his name written down. They were a match. Next up was Amaya. Amaya went next, and she was kind of having really good chats with Zach and JD. So I could see how, like, both of them were showing interest. So apparently, when Amaya went, both of them stepped up as basically showing interest in her. They both had her name written down on their whiteboard. When Amaya showed her whiteboard, she still had Zach's name written down. That's the Asian guy, which I thought she was gonna pick JD. I'm not gonna lie, I really thought she was gonna pick JD. I think he had a better understanding of her, especially emotionally. Like, when she cried in front of JD, he definitely covered her more than Zach. Like, Zach is the vibe, like, girl, what are you crying for? Like, that's what he gives me. I don't know if that's gonna be a long-term thing for them. I think they're cute, you know, but I think she should have picked JD, not gonna lie. Next was Pepe. Pepe picked Grayson. Grayson also had his name written down, which I think they'll be really cute. Grayson gives me like a knockoff Hannah. Well, I think she looks better than Hannah, honestly. We'll see what their chemistry is giving. They didn't really show too much of them. I always feel like on Love Island, when a couple is really good, they're doing really good, they're not showing too much. You're like, where's the tea, where's the drama type of thing. So we really didn't see much of them in the episode, but I do think that they're a good match as well. Next we have Adriana and Brian. Adrina. Is it Adrina? Adrina. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Basically, she couples up with Brian. Now, I really like them. Like I just said, when a couple's doing really, really good, they're not getting that much screen time because it's no tea. They're in love. Like, maybe later in the season we'll see a little bit more of them, but they didn't really get that much screen time in this episode. But I knew from the jump, when they coupled up, they was gonna be a match. They was gonna be a match. Literally, since she been in Casa, she been on Hush, she been in her lover girl era. Like, she's all in the honeymoon phase with Brian, and I like Brian for her. I think they really match each other. They really complement each other. Next is Ace. Now, Ace, I was really nervous. I was really nervous. Ace steps up to the heart or the main circle or whatever. Basically, Ariana's like, if anybody wants to recouple with Ace and step up. So of course my girl Shelly stepped up, like she loved her short king. Now mind you, she's with Chris and he like 6'7". No cap, like 6'7". Chris and Ace is totally on two different spectrums on the height tip. You know what I'm saying? So I was really like, I didn't know which way this was gonna go. So Shelly steps up and so does Coco. Now I really like Coco. She's a beautiful girl. Like, that girl is stunning. Like, she should have been an OG coming on this show, like, or a bombshell. Having her and Casa, let's just talk about it real quick. Having Coco and Casa is just like, why? Why would you put a baddie like that in Casa? Like, if she was here from the jump, oh baby, somebody would have been on that. I don't even know who. I can't even say Ace for real. I think Ace just was coming up with somebody until he could get back to his girl. But like, I feel like Coco definitely would have stole the show. She would have had somebody's man like wrapped around her finger if she had been in the villa previously. But because she's a Casa girl, she had to do a lot of extra work. She was coupled up with Ace. She steps up for Ace, and basically Ace has Shelly's name written down. So boom, Ace couples back up with his old thing with our girl Shelly. You know we love Shelly. So Ace and Shelly are back a couple, which I really like. I think for a while we want to see them as a couple. So if this was to go any other way, I kept saying like, Ace, don't piss me off. Ace, please don't piss me off. Ace, please don't piss me off, because this is your chance to pick our girl. This is literally it. This is your moment. You got one job, okay? So I'm glad that he picked Shelly. Although I really like Coco, I think there could have been somebody for Coco in the villa. I think she would have been a great addition to the whole cast in general, because she brings that energy. Like, Coco had the energy. It was only 72 hours that she's in there, and she brought the energy, the spunk. Like, she gives me tens across the board. And I wish she was on the show from the jump, honestly. But yeah, that left Coco single and vulnerable as well. Next to go was Sierra. Like I said, her and Nick just reunited. She was just in tears, all of this. So boom, she steps up. Nick and Elan step up. I commend Elan for still stepping up, because you know that girl going back to her man, but you still trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still giving it a chance to see what's gonna happen, even though you already know what the outcome is. You already seen what the outcome about to be. But they both step up, and then they show their boards. Obviously, Sierra had Nick's name written down. Like, give me my man back. Like, I'm done with the games. Like, I'm not playing. So boom, that leaves Elan vulnerable and single as well. Huda went up. Mind you, she had already had a conversation with Shelly prior to the recoupling, like, hey, like, I don't really have an interest in anybody else here but Chris. And Shelly basically told her, like, girl, you know what, that's perfectly fine. That's perfect. Actually, I think that's literally what she said, because Shelly knew she was going back to her man, Ace. Okay, so Huda, when it was time for Huda to go, she went up there. She did have Chris's name on her whiteboard. Chris steps up. He did also have her name. Well, that's the other thing I don't get about the show, because they didn't really show Chris's whiteboard. I don't know if Chris had Huda's name written down. I feel like he probably still has Shelly's name written down, but he had a little thing for my girl Huda. We'll see how that goes. I think Chris may be the one to calm her down a little bit. Like, sometimes people fiery like that, they need somebody that's gonna, let's bring it down, shorty. You know what I'm saying? So that might be a match. We'll see. We'll see. We really didn't get to see much of them when they was in Casa, because he was all on Shelly, and then at the end of Casa, he started talking to Huda. So, like, we'll see what happens with that. But we have Huda and Chris. They're also a couple. So last and very not least is Taylor. Ariana's like, if anyone wants to step up, mind you, at this point, nobody else is standing up. Like, it's just Elandria, Clark, and Taylor. So boom, Elandria and Clark, they both step up to where Taylor is like, yeah. Like, they both have his name written down. Elandria's trying to get her man back. Clark wants to keep Taylor under wraps. So, like, I really wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, I really did. I really want to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, oh, you know, maybe she makes him nervous. You know, maybe he don't know how to handle these type of things. Maybe he just doesn't know how things like this go. So he gets up there for his speech or whatever. He's like, basically saying like, oh, I'm nervous as shit. Like, I'm nervous as shit. So I'm like, okay. Like, mind you, I already put down Taylor picks Clark, because I already could tell, like, this man He didn't have the balls to even just tell Alandria that he was feeling Clark more than her. And I feel like that's the least he could have done, because Alandria is just out here like, it's fair game. Like, no one's higher on the spectrum than the other. She just thinks she's about to get her man back easy peasy lemon squeezy. No, baby, like, not at all. Taylor ends up having Clark's name written down, which I was kind of pissed off about. But like I said, I feel like they are well suited, but I don't think he communicated to Alandria enough that he was leaning more towards Clark. I think that should have been communicated so that she's not out here. Like, my girl out here, she going in the photo booth, she taking some cute, sexy pictures. She kissed the back of the picture. She put it in your closet where your clothes at. Like, she's going hard to get you back, my boy. And not once did you tell her that you feeling Clark more. You know what I'm saying? Which I think that's okay to do on this show. Typically when someone is feeling someone more, they at least communicate that to the person who's also showing interest, so that there's no confusion, nobody's out the loop, nobody's looking stupid. I think he unintentionally made her look dumb because she was going so hard. When she got back in that villa, she like, I'm getting my man back. Like, she played it cool, but you could tell she's on a mission to get her man back. And for him to just like, I just felt like she was so oblivious to the fact that he actually, well, no, I'm not going to say she was oblivious, because she did say in like her speech, like, I'm not surprised, just sad. So I think she knew like they had a connection. She could see their chemistry. But the fact that he never communicated that to her is what I don't like. Like, he's like, oh, I'm just going to ping pong between the both of you. No, nigga, you need to pick one. And preferably before we get to the recoupling. So we already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But no, he didn't do that. So Taylor's on thin ice with me. So the vulnerable islanders are, we have Zaxia, we have Coco, we have Elan, we have Alandria, we have Vanna. Is that it? I feel like I'm missing somebody, but whatever. Now that we have some vulnerable islanders, the girls in Casa that were in Casa, like the OG girls who went to Casa Amor, they're gonna be the ones to pick which boy is gonna stay. And then all the boys at the villa, the OG boys that are at the villa that were coupled up with new girls, they're gonna pick which girl is gonna stay. So basically they're having their back and forth dispute, who should we pick, who should go home type of thing. Basically the girls decide that they want to keep Elan. I think Elan is a good addition to the group. He's very chill, very laid back. He does give me that charismatic vibe as well, kind of like Nick. I'm interested to see how that's gonna go with keeping Elan in the villa and then Sierra is back with Nick. Like, is he still going to be trying to explore that? You know, I don't know what's going to happen with that. But they decided to keep Elan, and then the boys decided to keep Alandria. Like, and I love how Nick, when he was discussing his points, he's basically like, she's really putting in that work. She's putting in that effort to be here, to find love. Like, this is what she came for. So just send her home. And mind you, his homeboy is Taylor. Like, him and Taylor are like this. I think that's real of him to really speak how he feels and just say, like, I think we should keep Alandria regardless of, you know, him and Taylor's friendship, and then Taylor being with a new girl. He basically is like, what if Taylor feels like he wants to explore what he had with Alandria, like, and that'll just be dead type of thing if it's not working with Clark. Like, no offense to Clark, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the OGs gonna be the OGs. Like, that's just how this show goes. They gonna ride for the day ones every time. And that's what I like about Nick, because he like, no, I'm picking Alandria. He's like, no, I'm picking Alandria, and that's that on that. That's who we should save. So I guess he convinced them to keep her or whatever. So the boys end up saving Alandria. So now we have two single islanders in the villa. Elan, I don't know how you pronounce it. Him and Alandria have been saved again. I just feel like they've been putting my girl Alandria through a lot lately. She is a really, really tough cookie, because how you gonna tell me I'm dumped from the island, bring me back to the island, couple up with my friend, and then my old thing couples up with someone else when he had the chance to recouple with me, leaving me single, and then the islanders pick me again to stay? Like, they really got her back. Like, that's how you can tell she's a real one, because either way it go, they keeping my girl. They keeping my girl in the loop. And they're gonna get her, they're gonna find her a man. Whether it's Taylor or somebody else, I'm really hoping they bring in somebody else for my girl Olandria. Can we get a new bombshell? We need a black man, a black country man, and when I say man, I mean man, okay? Not little boy, okay? Because she needs a man. Let's get my girl a man, okay? So we'll see how things play out. I'm thinking this season is giving me like last season of Love Island UK. If you watched that, like with Mimi and Ayo, and what was the other guy? I can't remember his name, but like it's giving me that same vibe. Like we love our girl down, so we're gonna keep her and we're gonna find her something better. And I hope that's what they do. I hope they bring in somebody. Please, the Love Island guys, please bring in somebody for my girl. I really hope that they bring in somebody for Olandria. Like that's all I want. That's all I need. When I say I was about to stop watching the show, if she was about to be gone, show would have been done, over, numbers dropped. But yeah, that's pretty much a recap of the episode. Am I missing anything? Yeah, I'm not really missing anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop this tonight. So let's stay tuned for next week. I think I want to really drop these on like Saturday and Wednesday, because that's kind of when there's a break. Now technically Saturday's not really a break. They do post like a recap of the week, but let's be real, who's watching After Sun? Y'all really watching After Sun? Like I watched the one with Serena and Janae on it only because Serena and Janae were on it. But like anything else, I wasn't watching that. But my love. But yeah, let's stay tuned. I hope you're keeping up with the show. If you like this video, subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. And follow me on Instagram and TikTok at I am Amber Michelle.